It's 3 a.m. The room is pitch black, and for absolutely no reason at all, you are wide awake. Your heart beats too fast, and a quiet sense of panic starts to set in. We treat this midnight wakefulness like a medical emergency. We reach for melatonin gummies, invest in heavy blackout curtains, and blast white noise, trying to force our brains back into a state of continuous rest. This animated timeline illustrates the unquestioned standard of health, a single, uninterrupted 8-hour block of sleep. If you deviate from this solid line, society tells you something is wrong. But that 8-hour standard might actually be an anomaly. The frustrating insomnia you experience likely represents an ancient, deeply wired program executing exactly as it was designed to. Framing a fragmented night as a modern crisis ignores our own evolutionary history. To understand why we wake up in the dark, we have to look at how our ancestors survived it. 200,000 years ago, the night was incredibly lethal. There were no deadbolts, no concrete walls, and no artificial lighting to keep predators at bay. Lying completely unconscious on the ground for 8 consecutive hours in a wild environment full of nocturnal hunters carried a massive evolutionary risk. Without checking your surroundings, you might not wake up at all. This diagram shows biphasic sleep. The body naturally divides the night into 2 distinct shifts, separated by quiet wakefulness. During that midnight gap, early humans listened to the surrounding environment, checked the perimeter, and scanned the dark for threats. Most importantly, someone had to feed the fire. A continuously burning hearth was the primary shield against both freezing temperatures and predators, requiring constant maintenance throughout the night. Waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. functioned as a necessary, deliberate behavioral adaptation required to keep the camp alive. Even with a biphasic sleep schedule, an individual human is remarkably weak alone. Survival in the wilderness meant relying entirely on the defense of the group. Anthropologists call this group survival strategy the sentinel hypothesis. It suggests that a tribe only survived because their sleep schedules staggered and overlapped throughout the night. This chart breaks down how that strategy works in practice. Natural genetic variations in chronotypes, what we call night owls and early birds, ensured that at least one person was always awake to stand guard. Studies of contemporary hunter-gatherer tribes, like the Hadza in Tanzania, show that out of any given 12-hour period, the entire tribe is asleep at the same time for only about 18 minutes. Modern society pathologizes a delayed sleep phase as a disorder. Yet, for most of human history, the night owl stood as the most vital protector of the sleeping tribe. If our biology is wired for broken sleep, we have to find where the rigid 8-hour rule actually began. The consolidated 8-hour sleep block emerged as an invention of the Industrial Revolution, designed specifically to maximize factory efficiency. A relentless mechanical pace forced humans to abandon centuries of agrarian, light-based rhythms. Workers had to compress their rest into a single, highly managed block of time to keep up with the machines. The modern work shift replaced our ancestral biological rhythm, treating humans like industrial cogs that required a single, predictable recharge period before returning to the floor. Biologists call this tension an evolutionary mismatch. Our social environment and daily schedules changed almost overnight, but our ancestral biology remains the same. That surge of alertness at 3 a.m. is your ancient brain checking the perimeter, ensuring the campfire is still burning and the cave is secure. Understanding this mismatch allows us to let go of the anxiety surrounding a perfect 8 hours. Once you realize your body is just trying to protect you, you can stop fighting your own biology and finally get some rest.